Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Celestial Quantum Healing with your hostesses with the mostesses. We got Miss Phoenix
Hello, everyone.
and
Hello.
Miss Sundana. Dun dun dun.
Greetings.
Okay, so I don't know what the hell we talking about today, but what I want to start off talking about is drugs. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So, okay, y'all. So let me just tell y'all this really, really quick. Really, really quick. Okay. Because I have not smoked anything with THC in maybe like 5 months, and even before then, like my tolerance had got so low, which this is amazing for me. My tolerance had got so low to where, like I even stopped rolling joints. Like first I used to have my blunts, I used to be a backwoods smoker, you know what I'm saying? And then then I started rolling joints. Then I just bought a pipe because, like, I just need a hit. And then I'm like, sure, I'm there. I'm there with it. So, anyway, somebody had got me some gummies, right? So, back in the day, like, I never fucked with the candies because they wasn't enough. I'd be like, I eat 10,000 of these things, okay? Never messed with the
Wow.
gummies. And then they also had some chocolates, all right? And, so I took two gummies.
That's a lot.
I took two gummies and I was like, oh shit. Like I felt great, giggly and everything. Okay, so then fast forward the next day, she gave me two small pieces of chocolate and she was like, the girl told her, since she don't smoke, like only take one chip. Okay. And so she was like, but you used to smoking, so here, take two. So I was like, shit, take two. When I say I was tripping, like, if you've ever seen the comedy movies where you be like, people don't act like that off no motherfucking weed, man. Like, stop playing. That's some LSD. That's some fucking, they tripping off acid, mushroom, something. That's not weed, you know. And let's just keep it real too. Let me just keep it real. We be like, that's white people. White people be doing that on the weed. We don't do that on the weed. You know what I'm saying? So why did I have a white people experience? Bro, like no bullshit. So I've taken mushrooms before. I felt like I was fucking microdosing off mushrooms. Like and it is so funny because I left a message in the vortex. And towards the end of the message, the shit started hitting me, and I was like, I'm high. I got to get off the vortex. Like, I'm fucking high. Like, it was like, do, 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 do. Like, it was a whole like a tap dancing show in my head or something like like all fucking night. And then I had the munchies like a motherfucker. But everything was luminous. Like I swear that fucking chocolate was mixed with some DMT. But I'm just like, I think it's because like I have not done, like I've been clean for but anyway, so I had to talk about that. And then, okay, so then I had somebody ask me about ecstasy. I've never taken ecstasy. And actually, I was talking to my vortex about it because I kind of want to try some ecstasy. I kind of want to, go in there and just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So then somebody
Good
texted me
brain.
asking me something about ecstasy, right? And then it's very interesting that these drugs that are illegal in places where people own land and have private properties, they distribute on their land. They have like little centers and stuff where people can come who are suffering from like PTSD anxieties or like deep traumas or phobias, and they go and they microdose and they get this therapy and then they're good. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's very amazing that the drugs that actually get to the root of the problem and don't just treat symptoms and give you other issues on top of the issues you already had are illegal.
Yeah, they did studies back in the 40s and 50s on patients in mental health facilities, mostly schizophrenic, bipolar, manic depressive, stuff like that. And they gave them LSD, and I think mushrooms was one of the studies.
Hmm.
And the patients had no symptoms for like up to 6 months.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I seen that recently. Yep.
So here's my
And
question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go
no,
ahead
go
and finish.
ahead.
Well,
I
I
was
was
just
gonna
going to say
say.
after that it was illegal because they can't make money off of it.
So here's my thing. As far as weed or mushrooms and stuff like that that comes from the earth, I don't consider those drugs. I consider the pharmaceuticals as drugs, but
Hmm.
not natural stuff from the earth. I see that as healing agents.
Yeah, they are. They
Yeah,
are.
I don't see that as drugs.
I
And
mean,
that's
even the
why most of
cocaine
them,
and the heroin.
well, even cocaine was used in hospitals and stuff back in the day,
Yeah,
before they realized how addictive it was and like some of the side effects. But yeah, um,
we're not
they
condoning
made
anything. I'm
they
just
made a
discussing.
lot of them like the marijuana and the mushrooms are illegal because they can't patent them, so they had to synthesize them in a lab and patent that recipe,
Exactly,
you
which
know.
is why it's legal now in a lot of places,
Hmm.
and they want to make their money off of it. We want our cut.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And what else is interesting is now that you say that, I wonder if because people come out with their own strands where they mix and match it. I wonder if you
Hmm.
can patent the combo, the strands. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder. Um,
That's interesting.
But okay, so yes, the LSD thing bugged me out, right? Okay, so a long time ago, before I had done any research on it, I had came to this conclusion that all of these mental illnesses were like real spiritualized people. And because
Yes,
we were so disconnected from our ancestors, we didn't know how to deal with these people. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So we would sedate them and put them on drugs and shit. Schizophrenia was one of the things that hit me the most because I really I was really intrigued by people with schizophrenia and then meeting them for real, like they are so adamant about what they're seeing. And in some cases, they're paranoia. And then when you really know someone that has schizophrenia, it's like you're two together, not to be together, if that
yeah,
Hmm.
makes sense, to be
it
making
does.
this up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm like,
Yeah,
what if everything that they're saying is happening? It's just that they're focused in and out of so many different parallel realities
yes,
that they're not aware of which one is, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, if there was something, some kind of teaching or something to help them
yes,
be able to know when they're going on a trip, because they're going on a trip.
yes. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I've always been like, they sit here and diagnose these people and then give them drugs and think how like why would a drug stop a spiritual experience? No, that was always crazy to me because I had a aunt who dealt with that, and I noticed something I felt that the whole family didn't notice. I was like, no. She sees everything she's seeing. She's not crazy. She paranoid, scared, everything. But I was watching, and she was like, and they're saying this, and they're saying that, and look, I'm just watching her. I was like, do y'all realize to myself? Do y'all realize she see everything she's talking about? She's not just crazy in her head. She sees this stuff, and at that moment, that's when I knew it was a spiritual situation. I said, this is spiritual. This is not her mind. Um, like she's just crazy. No, she is dealing with she is literally in a spiritual situation. And so I've always said that, and it's always irritated me, like throwing drugs at a spiritual situation. That's to me, that's you. I'm gonna tell you what that's equivalent to. A tornado coming, and you get some pills and throw some pills at a tornado.
Yeah, not gonna work.
Literally, it's not gonna work. You can't stop
Yeah,
that tornado with some pills. No. So
I
I
mean,
agree with you wholeheartedly, April. They need to understand and learn what this really is so they can tap into their gifts and not be labeled as crazy. No, they need to learn how to tap into what they have and be able to control it. Okay, well, go ahead, Brady.
well, I was gonna because adding to what you were just saying, like um having facilities that teach that would be, an amazing thing
Yes,
instead of having facilities that just, drug you up and
right,
um, hold you prisoner basically.
right,
But yeah,
right.
that's what's wrong with our system. We have systematic issues in this country and other countries that they don't want us progressing spiritually because they know I mean it's inevitable we will, but they're doing everything to slow it down, everything they can.
Right, right.
But it
Yeah, these
ain't gonna
people are powerful.
work.
Yes, I totally agree.
So LSD has been very popular um, from what I've seen from the 40s to like the early 80s. There were a lot of experiments done. The CIA did a whole lot of stuff with that. Um, has anybody taken acid before?
No,
Y'all ain't never took LSD?
Mm-mm.
Fuck. All
no, I
right.
want to. My brother did, and he loved it. And he don't do drugs. Like he don't like marijuana. We did do mushrooms together, and then he did some acid with some of his friends, and he said it was amazing.
So I want to do it again because the first time I did it, like I actually flew across the country, like my girlfriend, I thought it would be better to be with somebody who did it before, but um, I wish that I would have been with somebody who was a little bit more conscious of the fact that it was my first time doing it and kind of guided, was there with me and guided me through what the fuck was going on. You know what I mean? Like we popped the acid, we watched the movies, we went on a walk, and then she went about her business with her boyfriend. And so, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like every time I close my eyes, even if it was just 2 seconds, like everything started spinning. And I was like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Not knowing about the ego death or any of that type shit. So, but we went on this walk and it was so amazing. Like, I see how people do these drugs to like get high, but the spiritualness behind it is so much more than that. Like when I say we were walking down the street and we're walking literally like in the middle of the street and there's homes and I started to be able to see streams of energies like bypass me, you know? Like, oh, there's these, look at all
Wow.
these streams, you know? And then it's like streams come into me, you know what I mean? So then as I'm tuning in because now everything is like the colors are brighter, like the green is really greening. Like the trees are green as fuck. I'm like, whoa. you know. And then you know how the sun sets and especially like on the west coast, and the sky is like all colorful, like it might go from these different oranges. I seen it go into pink one time on No Drugs in the Midwest before. That shit I took a picture. It was crazy. Never seen no shit like that.
It's so
They
beautiful.
Yeah, so that sun was coming down, and so you got that going on, and it's so pixelated, like pixels, like you know how you watch those pixel cartoon shits or whatever? It's like that. And then I could hear from the middle of the street, I could hear people's conversations in their house. Like I could
Wow.
hear a man yelling at his daughter to come here. Over here, I can hear the man and the wife like hear their conversations clear as fuck in the
Wow.
homes. And so I'm just like a fucking walking antenna. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then so anyway, after we watched some movies too. So this is when I started bugging. What's dude's name? Shit. Uh that Kanye song when they say, cause it gets the people going.
Jamie Foxx.
No, but it's a white
Oh,
boy.
Will
They
Ferrell. Will
Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell. That's his
Okay.
name. So he has this fucking movie out, and they're like, I don't know, they go into some kind of cartoon land, and they got all these, they're like, and I'm like, these motherfuckers wrote this shit on acid. They wrote it on the acid. I was like, all of their shows, they wrote this shit on acid. And then my girl had never seen Vampire in Brooklyn. I'm like, girl, how you black and you ain't never seen Vampire in Brooklyn? So then we watching that, you know what I'm saying, on the acid, bugging out. And then I get off the phone or I get on the phone because they leave. And like I said, I'm not knowing what is going on. Every time I close my eyes, my head is, it's not even my head. It's like, my body feels real, real heavy, and then everything is spinning. But it's not like when you're drunk and the room and you are spinning. you know, it's more like it's just here, you know, and it's only when I close my eyes. And so at this point, I'm like kind of scared. I'm like, I don't like that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of being drunk. Like usually, you fall right to sleep, you out of there type shit. And so I didn't know what that was at that time. So I get on the phone with my girl who usually pops, not pops, but drinks the tea, the mushroom teas. And she's like, oh, yeah, this is, and she's like, she can hear the crickets. Like I'm telling y'all, like it wasn't all in my head. The animals and the bugs were showing up for me. like the crickets were cricketing, the frogs were frogging, that noise that they make. Yeah. And the sun, I mean, not the sun, the moon was like right here in my face. And it
Wow.
was like huge. I was like, and that's funny too, because my friend at the time, we're not friends anymore, but her name was Nita. And I was like, it was like I had pulled the moon right here, and I was like, "This
Wow.
shit is crazy." Like I'm just on the phone bugging out, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "We're not nothing." I don't know where that came from, but bugged out. So I would definitely, and then the next day we took it, but she said that we didn't have like really good acid because we were having to take too much. She said. And then so the next day, it wasn't, we didn't take as much as we did the night before. So, but I was walking around. Has anybody ever took an Adderall?
Yeah.
I felt like I was on Adderall. Like bing.
Oh, just like hyper focused and like
We went bike riding and walked through some
very
trees
active.
and
Yeah.
bushes and shit. My ass was itching. I was like, girl, I think I got poison ivy in my ass. Why is my ass itching? I'm itching. Damn. But I was so not the person I am now. But I would love to try that again. Um, What is some other ones? So, Nita, what have you done? Because I don't think you just barely started drinking, right?
I know, right? Okay, so I've done edibles, and I've done. Okay, so the first y'all, so the first time ever, I had the oil. The first time ever, I had THC, and it was high. I don't remember the per, milligrams, or is that whatever it is, right? The
Yeah.
number, but it was high because my son was like, Ma, I don't even do that. That's ridiculous. It was my first time, right? So what I did one day, and I did it at work, which was crazy. And I was like, oh my god. So I had some droplets of the oil and a brownie. Yeah. See,
Hey,
I'm always
girl.
extra. I'm always so extra. Like when I do stuff, I always go too far. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I hardly do much. But when I do, my son was like, when I told him what I did, he was like, "That's ridiculous." I never even
Did you
had that
So,
fall
much.
what
out at work?
happened? How did you feel? Did you pass out?
I didn't pass out. So okay, y'all. So I'm talking to customers, right? They come in, they come into the office, and I'm talking to customers, and I was fine, right? I felt 100% myself because I did the drops. I was like, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel nothing,
Yeah, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit.
right? I know now, right? And then, okay, the person who gave me the brownie, I did not tell that person that I already had some drops because I knew it was gonna probably say, "But don't do it." And and it was like, "Yeah, look, don't get a whole bunch of this brownie. Just take a little bit. It's a little bit, right?" So I was like, "Dang, this is good. Woo, this brownie is delicious." I'm just like I'm being watched, right? I'm looking like, get some more. Dang, this is so delicious, y'all. All right, back to the customers. So I'm talking to this lady, and I'm talking all normal. Yeah, helping with this, and yeah, blah blah blah, and so. And inside of my brain, this is what happened. It was like a click, right? And it was like inside my head was like, right? And I was like, oh my God, it just hit. It hit while I'm talking to a customer. And I was like, nobody can know that something is wrong, right? And I
You
was like,
got
oh my God.
paranoid.
Oh, I got so scared because I'm representing this business. You know what I'm saying? And what the heck am I doing with this stuff in my system? And this is the first time ever. And so I'm looking at her and I'm trying my best to figure out how to hurry up and have this conversation and get her out the door. Like, please, I need her to get away from my face. So, and my mouth wasn't working as fast as my brain, or vice versa, right? They weren't on track. And I was like, this is crazy because everything was slow motion. And then I felt like my eyes were squinting, right? I felt like I was looking through slits. And I was like, oh shoot. And so I finally get her out of my face. I was like, oh, I got it. Oh my goodness, I have got to get her out of here. Y'all go to the mirror, thinking my eyes look the way I see people who high, right? My eyes were not even like that, but it felt my eyes looked normal at the time. But I thought I was looking through slits, right? I'm sitting going around like they were open, and so I just started going. I started to just my body was just like that, and I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't want to tell my boss, and so I went and told the person who gave me the brownie, and a friend of mine. I was like, y'all, oh, I ate it, and how much you eat? How much you eat? I just ate this. I just ate this much. No, that's too much. And I didn't tell about the other stuff that I took. I didn't tell about the drops. And then the person who gave me the drops, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm feeling this. I can't handle it. And then I was like, let me get some charcoal. Let me get some charcoal. No, there's nothing you can do. You have to ride this out. There's nothing that's going to stop this. I say, no charcoal will stop this. No. And I
No.
was like, oh. And I was so hungry. The the hunger was insane, right? So the food comes. I had to go to the back. I had to go to the back. I couldn't be around any people. So I go to the back, and so I'm like, I'm sitting up like this, right? And then I start going like that. Look, without without trying, right? And I'm laying down on the table like this. And my from my this is it was so crazy. From my knee, nobody told me what was going to happen. Like you, April, I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm thinking I'll be like everybody else. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's
You know the
different for
movie,
everybody. Yeah.
right? So y'all, from my knees down, I'm sitting in a chair at a table. From my knees down, it felt like my they were in heavy lead, and I couldn't move my I couldn't move my feet.
Yep.
And I was like, I can't move my feet. And I just kept going down, down more and more. I was like, oh, I'm so done. I am so done. I ate as much food as I could. I was struggling. And then I was like basically starting to pass out because I just took too much. So my boss put me in the office so I could go to sleep. Yeah, I was out. That was my first I'm gone. I am gone. You hear me? I was like,
You
and
didn't
so I
try and
told my
fight it?
I tried, but at the same time, I was scared. It didn't matter. It was no fighting that. It took over and was like, we're gonna lay you out, and that's all there is to it. You shouldn't have took this much. You was being hard headed, look, without nobody saying nothing, but still, I knew I was taking too much. But I thought I was just gonna be like, doo 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 doo. No, it was like, and so I told my friends what had happened, and it was like, see, you messed up your first time. You messed up your
I
first. You should do it
know.
at
I'm
home.
like, damn, why was you at
Yeah,
work?
I know. That's like you should have waited till you got home. But I didn't want to do it at home in front of around family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm mama. Mama ain't supposed to be acting like this. And my boyfriend at the time, I couldn't be doing it. Right. And so that's why I wouldn't just try it. But see, I should have just like, you know what I'm saying? I should just like,
No, that's the common biggest mistake. That was my first mistake with the edible. It's like 30 minutes later, I didn't feel shit. And I think my first one was a brownie. And I was at work, but I was an entertainer,
oh,
So
okay,
just
okay.
like, I'm gonna be cool, take a shot, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. I just remember being in the club, loud ass music, and I sat in the corner. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want nobody talking to me. I couldn't necessarily go drive home. And then the liquor was not balancing nothing out. It was just I had ate too much, and I finally had someone that took me the fuck home, and I
That's
just
happened.
you can't do nothing but pass the fuck out. Like I could barely. It took me hours
Yes,
to even get up out of the chair that I was in the
yes,
corner and
yes,
loud ass me. I couldn't move. Like, and I was
yes.
scared that even trying to attempt to get up, like my shit felt like noodles, and I'm wearing like 8-inch stilettos, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So it's just like, and you just stuck on stupid, like you're dumb. Like there's nothing to do but go to sleep. You weigh 1,000,000 pounds. Your
yes.
heart is beating out of your chest. You're fucking, and I had been smoking a long, long time, so I wasn't paranoid and no shit like that. But I was just like, dude, people OD on weed. I'm ODing. Oh, have y'all heard that 911 call from years and years ago? Yo, it is the funniest fucking shit. The dude was like, he called 911. Him and his wife had smoked weed. He said, I think we're dead. We're dead. I'm dead.
That's hilarious.
And it was funny because dude was a fucking cop. He was a cop calling the police
Oh,
because he was high as fuck. He dialed 911 because he was so high. He said, oh my God, I think we're dead. No, we're dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. What the fuck? I can't make this shit up. That shit is, I gotta find it and put it in there. Like 10
yeah.
years later, I bet that shit, y'all gonna fall out fucking laughing your asses off.
That's
Like he
hilarious.
is dead. Anyway, all right. So what else have you done? You tried the edibles.
Yes. I also tried. I don't know what it's called. I guess it's called wax.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
that's marijuana still. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Now I liked
THC.
that.
Yeah.
And the person who gave it to me, they made sure I only had. I'm talking about such a
Yeah.
tiny millimeter, right? And it's like,
Yeah, you
put it
don't
on
need
the roof of your
much.
mouth. Right. Put on the roof of your mouth. Just let it sit there and lick it every once in a while. Right. I was like, okay. Now I liked that one. Now I felt high on that and I was giddy. I was very happy and laughy. So I was like, because I thought all the stuff was gonna make me feel like that. So I like that. Now all the edibles that I have tried, I haven't liked any of them. They don't make me feel good. So I guess
No,
it's
it's a
certain
different
strains
kind
of
of
me.
high. Eating and smoking is two totally different
Yeah,
because
that's what my son said.
your body, you got to digest it. And then I forgot the chemical. It's like a chemical reaction that goes on when you do digest it. And so it's like, boom. That's why, like, only take a small piece. And if you're going
Right.
to take another piece, wait at least 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what
Or
I'm
Yeah.
more.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Or
an
more for
hour.
real.
I would say an
Yeah.
hour. But
Yeah.
for me,
So,
45 minutes, if you ain't ate nothing, then that's a
mm-hmm.
different story. But if you've eaten, no, wait an hour. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's not a game. Smoking it is totally different than eating
I
it.
haven't smoked it yet. I haven't smoked it yet.
You'll
But
probably like
okay,
smoking better.
that's what I hear. But then you see some of these commercials. I know it's like because they got whatever in them. Like oh these kind make you so happy, whatever. Right? I haven't had that yet. But anyway,
Commercials.
huh?
What do you mean commercials?
There's commercials that where they sell gummies and they got like all different types that help you feel, help you sleep, help you feel high, help you feel sexual. They got these different types of gummies that they depends on what kind of mood you want. And you buy that time. I've
Wow.
seen a lot of commercials like that. Yeah,
Oh, on
and
Instagram?
no, oh,
Where?
I
On
guess on
TV?
like YouTube and stuff. The commercials come up.
Oh, I've never seen a commercial for marijuana edibles ever.
Oh yeah, I've seen several for different companies. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Depend on how you want to feel. That's the kind you buy. And so, okay, the last thing I've tried, well, I had some brownies. I didn't even finish. I was like, I don't want this no more. I didn't even finish it. I didn't like that. But earlier this year, because I wanted some mushrooms, and so uh my son helped me with that, and I liked that experience. That was great. I never went outside and I meant to go outside because I wanted to see if the trees were going to talk to me or whatever, right? I wanted something to communicate with me, but I forgot to go outside. So I am literally laughing my ass off. Nothing has ever been that funny in my entire life. And I've laughed hard enough when your stomach hurts. No, I was dying laughing on this stuff. It took a long time for it to hit. And then I was like, well, can I take some more? Look, I should have learned the first time. And so he was like, hold on, I'll tell you when you can take some
Did
more.
you
And I was
eat
like,
them?
yes, yes, I ate them. And it was too funny because he was like,
Do you
when
remember how much you ate?
it was like, it wasn't a lot. It was not a lot. Uh,
A stem or a cap?
mm,
Or did
The
it look
cap
like
is like the top of
wow.
the mushroom.
Right. It was, I don't know. It was just pieces. They were dry. They were, they had been
Mhm.
dried. And so it was
yeah.
just a lot of little pieces. So
Oh,
I don't
oh.
know.
So it wasn't like a whole mushroom.
It was pieces of, yeah, pieces.
Oh,
And
okay.
Mm.
so, he's like, we're micro. No, we ain't gonna just tear it up. So I'm like, okay. And so it was so funny because he was like, when you chew it, you're gonna feel like uh you're gonna never get to the point where it's time to swallow it, right? And it's so funny because I'm chewing forever. And then he was like, well, you I swallow it. I was like, but no, like this time, yeah, he's like, that's what I told you. I'm just chewing and chewing. So anyway, once it hits, this is what I saw. I just thought it was so neat. I could see my son's aura and it was purple, and I was so excited. And my daughter was there. I couldn't see nothing on her. But I kept looking at my son. I was like, "You're purple! Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so you're indigo. You're an indigo child." I'm going, and I was like, "Look," and I was like, "Oh, it's purple, just coming off around your aura." I was just so excited. And then I go to the bathroom. I'm sitting down to tinkle. I am on the toilet dying, and I'm trying not to laugh. Look, I'm laughing so hard that I don't even want them to hear me because it was like this is ridiculous how much I'm laughing. So what I saw though, the colors I kept seeing were purple. That was like one of the main colors I kept seeing was purple and black, and I kept seeing like thousands and thousands of eyes, and it wasn't scary or nothing. I was just like, "Oh, I'm seeing all these eyes." When I closed my eyes, I saw the eyes big time, and I was like, "This is so interesting. I wonder what I'm really seeing. Why am I seeing so many eyes? Who are they? Who are y'all? Who are?" And so my main thing was laughing. I said, "This is crazy." And once I get started, it just took the longest to try to calm back down from laughing so much. But I was just so happy and elated. That was my experience. A whole bunch of eyes, purple and black, laughing my ass off.
The mushrooms
I
didn't give you the munchies when you was coming down?
I I don't remember having the munchies, to be honest with
Well,
you.
then you didn't.
Yeah,
Yo,
I don't
Shaw
remember.
was Shaw from the Vortex was
Mm-hmm.
like, checking in on me because it was my first time doing them. And then, like I didn't want to do too much. Like I just wanted to try them. I didn't want to do too much because I still had the little one. I had no, no
Right.
babysitter. And she was like, "You are the only person I know that has taken mushrooms and you have the munchies." Like I was so fucking hungry. Like the
Mm.
first time you ever smoked weed, and I mean you just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like
Right.
worse
It's
than pregnancy hungry. Like I was so hungry. I was getting irritated because I was eating and eating. And because at first I wasn't trying to eat. I was hungry, but I wasn't trying to eat because I didn't want to, mess up my
Mess it
experience.
up. Mm-hmm.
And then finally I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to eat some more. Like, I need to eat. Like, and so that was your first and last time doing mushrooms?
Yes, yes. First and last. Yep.
Go ahead, Brady Cakes. I know you done had some fun with the mushrooms.
No, I love mushrooms. I think they are great. And I learned so many things on them. Um, the very, very first time I did mushrooms, it was not a good experience. My
Mm.
intention was not, pure because I was younger. I was like 20 at the time, and I was just doing it at a party because my friend had them, and, it was, we were drunk, and I
Yeah.
think we were also on meth, and we did some mushrooms. So I had the worst experience. I felt like I was peeing my pants the whole time.
Were you?
It felt like warm pee was running down my leg nonstop.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
But did
so, huh?
did you? Was it actual pee or just no?
No, no,
Wow. Wow.
it wasn't. And my friend said I stayed in his bathroom for hours. And when I came out, I had tore up every single piece of toilet paper he had. And he had just went shopping and he got, one of those big, like 24 packs of toilet paper. I tore up everything. He said toilet paper just started flowing out of the like I filled up the whole bathroom because he lived in like a trailer, so the bathroom wasn't like really big, but it wasn't
Right.
small. It was a nice sized bathroom, and so that was a bad experience. But um, once I got older and like learned about intention and all that
So
stuff.
you don't remember anything?
Yeah, you don't remember
Oh
tearing
yeah,
the
I remember the
toilet
whole
tissue
I
out?
remember like I remember sitting on the toilet and I'm like, "Oh my God, why am I just peeing constantly? Like what is this?" Like I couldn't I was screaming for my best friend the whole time. Like I'm like, "I want my friend. Where's my friend?" Because I was with other friends that,
Oh,
you know, I was like in between like I hadn't hung out with them in a long time and I don't know why I hung out with them. I don't know. Anyway, it was not fun. Um, and then I think I think the whole peeing thing, because I found out later I had a bladder infection. And so
oh,
that's why I had, because the mushrooms, they kind of like enhance stuff. They kind of like tell you messages in your
Yeah.
body and stuff like that. So yeah,
so
it
we're
was
talking
bad.
about the tear of the toilet tissue. Do you remember doing that?
I do not remember tearing up the toilet tissue. I remember being in the bathroom and like I'm looking in the mirror and I'm just like looking at and feeling myself and like why is this, like I just had this sensation that I could not stop peeing. And my pants are dry. I'm not, nothing. I wasn't peeing, but it just was crazy. It was the worst feeling ever. Um
Mm,
but it was warm. Like I felt warm liquid. It was so weird. But
wow.
yeah, the last two times I've done mushrooms though, those that was really enlightening for me. Especially like the one trip it took me to like all my truths.
Mm.
Mm.
And I because I used to like argue with people. I argued all day long, like, no, that ain't right. Like, oh, don't get me in with a Christian. Don't get me talking about the Bible with a Christian. Like, I would argue them down, right? And um, I just had this like epiphany, like, oh, I just have to let that go. Like, truths aren't really truth.
Mhm.
They're. It's just something you think at the time,
Mhm.
And ever since then, like, I um kind of backed off on preaching to people, you
Mm.
know, and I'll share my experience, with something if people ask me for advice or whatever, but I I give up on all that other stuff. And like it helped me also to um take other people's perspectives into consideration, not just be like, "Oh, that's not how I think. That's not what I know." So I know you're wrong because I have the proof, and here's all the things I can give you to tell you that you're wrong and I'm right. Like all that went out the door. It was amazing.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And then the last time I took mushrooms, I went in my I got a star quilt from my Native American family back home that I've just been close with my whole life. And um there's like water damage on it. I don't know what happened when it was at my mom's, but like it I was like, God, it looks like a portal. And so I was like, oh, I got to, you know, take some mushrooms and see where the portal takes me. And Lilith came to me first, and she was like, your ancestors are here, and they're gonna take you to the land of illusions.
Mm. That's
And they
awesome.
took me in the portal, and I just had like in my head just every single reel and video from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anything ever like going through my head and like just like it was wild. Any situation I went through in the past, like I
Wow.
could hear I could hear like um everybody talking in the house, and like everybody who passed by, I could hear them their footsteps from like up the hill. Like it was wild.
Mm,
And they I just like could hear my ancestors talking to me about, like all of this is not real. Like you are stressing about this, life that you're in, like trying to take everything so seriously and trying to be so perfect. And it's all an illusion, like don't take things so seriously.
mhm,
And I um was getting like kind of what is that, hyperventilating or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, you want to get out or you want to see this through? And
mm.
I was like, okay. I calmed myself down, I focused on my breath, and I was like, no, I'm going to see this through. And it was
Wow.
God. And ever since then, it's like been a whole different like situation for me, as far as, because I was very serious before. I very perfectionist. Like I couldn't do anything like perfect enough, and nobody else could either. And
Mhm,
I wouldn't ask other people to help me because um you know I would have to explain everything to them, and then they won't get it, and I just have to do it myself anyway. But now I have no problem delegating or asking for help, or like just
You don't have to be
not,
in control.
yes, letting go of control and just knowing that, like,
You're
I mean,
fine.
I I'm in control of myself and my thoughts, and that's
mhm,
all I need to do.
mhm,
Like I always wanted to like make sure, like, oh, other people are happy, and like, well, like just all types of stuff that I had no control over, trying to control it,
Hmm.
and like everything outside of myself mostly. So that was like the best trip ever.
That's awesome. Make
Yeah,
you wish you could bring a camera in and record everything.
that would be interesting.
Yo,
Right?
I worked with a girl who was a psych major, and she used to do a bunch of different drugs and record herself. And she would she would tell us all these damn stories, but the last story I remember, because I was freaking out. I didn't know how sensitive I was. Like somebody could tell me a story and it's like I'm there with them.
Mhm,
Now I realize that that's just part of my gift. But
mhm,
she almost killed herself.
mhm.
Oh
Almost
wow.
unalived herself. She had took some mushrooms and something else at this point, because she did drugs by themselves and then she would do combinations, and then record. So she had did mushrooms and something else. But anyway, she seen Mickey Mouse. And
Uh,
so she's having so much fun with Mickey and they're running around the house and then Mickey jumps out the window. So she's going to jump out the window with Mickey.
oh wow.
Yeah, this particular time she had some friends over and so they stopped her from jumping out, trying to jump out the window with fucking Mickey.
Wow. Good thing she had some people there with her.
Yes,
Yeah, no, they
this
say that
particular
always
time.
have a babysitter. I had my friend come over when me and my brother did it together. Um, just because it was the first time I had done it in a long time. But the second time I did it by myself. But yeah, it's it can be that's wild.
That's
What else?
brave.
Yeah.
What else have you done?
I've done meth, I've done coke,
So,
ecstasy.
so we hear so much about meth, and we are not condoning anything on this
No,
episode.
it's the devil's drug. I no, let me not. Let me. Sorry, devil. That's not your drug. I didn't mean to. Didn't mean. To. No, it there's there's nothing, no medical help. Like it's just it's not. I don't no, it's not.
That's a bunch of
Don't recommend it for
chemicals.
spiritual, huh?
There's a bunch of chemicals.
Yeah, it literally is a bunch of chemicals. I've bought the chemicals before to make it, so I know it's a bunch of chemicals.
So
Literally.
so so what is it about it that so many people are so stuck on that? What is it about it?
It's just the addictiveness. It literally, I mean, I remember I was 18 when I took it the first time, and I was at a party and I was just drunk, at a party, just like having fun, right? And I go upstairs and everybody's in this closet. I'm like, what are you guys doing in here? Let's go dance. They're like, no, you come here, hit this, hit this. It'll help you party longer. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I mean, I was like, oh, I like this. It's kind of like Coke. It makes you awake. But I mean, you just wanna do everything, but you can't do anything. You don't do anything.
Oh,
Yeah. So I was like, oh, let's get some more. The next time we party, we can party all night long because you don't want to go to sleep at all.
oh,
The longest I ever stayed up was 4 days with no sleep.
really?
Yeah, and I started freaking out on everybody. I
Right,
I
because you
was
don't have to sleep, so your body's tripping.
Yeah, and I thought everybody was talking shit about me, and I thought everybody was just like hating on me. So I was just like going off on everybody, like "fuck you," like like because I was always driving people around. And I was like, "Oh, you just using me for my car? Get the fuck out!" Da, da, da. Like everyone's like, "What's wrong with Brady? Like Brady, what's going on?" No, meth is horrible. It's horrible. But yeah, it's highly addictive, and um I didn't even really like realize I was addicted to it. I thought I just wanted so I can drink more. Dumb. But but yeah, I like 5 years later, I'm fucking like living in a house in like an apartment with my friend, and we're just like doing meth every day, and like everything we can do to like we even like bought a bunch of shit to like have someone make it for us, and so we didn't have to
Wow.
pay so much. Like I mean, I stole money from my mom, I stole money from my grandma, like I stole money from my little brothers, like like their change jars. Like what the fuck? Like I mean, it was a bad place. I mean, I started taking it to work and doing it at work.
Mm,
Just being on it all the time because I felt like I had to have it.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Yeah, but I think I was like 33 last time I did it.
Really?
So
And
yeah, that was almost 10 years ago.
why are your teeth so nice?
Because I have good, strong genes. Thank God. No, my older sister too, she was on it for about 20 years. And she
Wow.
still has all her teeth. Like her she went through a lot of like a lot of her muscle is like it eats away your muscle in your body. And so it took her almost like 15 years to start actually being able to like like see the muscle when you can when you flex and you see your muscle. Like she couldn't. It just was, everything was just jello. Yeah.
Oh,
And so now she's gotten back to where she's like back to normal now. But I mean,
wow.
she's 47 now, so it's like took her
Wow.
a while. Took her about 20 years. But
So interesting. That's interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew a lot of meth addicts. I was, on the West Coast, that's a very popular drug. And as I'm sitting here listening to you, I'm like, damn. I was around drug addicts like my whole 20s. Like,
Yeah, me too.
I mean, addicts, and I just was never interested. Um, it wasn't like I was a goody two shoes. It's just that my sperm donor is, still a crackhead. He'd been a crackhead, for like 40 some years. And
Wow.
I have a
Wow.
moon in Pisces, you know, also. So I just knew that if I tried something and I liked it, it was
It's
over
gonna be
with.
over with.
It was over with. I'm gonna be the biggest junkie on the planet. You know what
You're
I
like,
mean? No.
no.
And so I just wouldn't fuck with none of that shit. And then the way that some, like look, man. So I went to one of these. All right, this is crazy work. So it's always a house, right? It's always the house. Nice ass house. Like this dude had fucking money. Money, money. You know what I mean? Like we downtown, San Diego. It's beautiful, you know. And these motherfuckers had like aluminum foil,
Hmm.
and they like lighting the aluminum foil and like sucking it. I don't know.
With the straw, yeah.
I was like, what is that? I was like, oh, you blowing smoke? It's smoke.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
that's
remember.
probably crank.
It's
Crank
Oh,
is
what?
like it's like meth, but it's a little different.
oh, okay.
We would smoke the crank off of foil. Meth, you have to smoke in a glass.
Yeah. So it was like people had that and aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I educate. So
Mhm.
I remember I bought an ounce of weed because back then I was a smoker. Like if I had to go run errands, I would roll 3 blunts. I would like sit and roll blunts all day and then put them in a pack. You know what I mean? And then like before I would go run my errands, like at least 3 blunts and then a blunt on the way to the errand, then put it out and then you know what I mean? Like I was bad with it. Like I was spending more money on weed than I was my rent. Like it was crazy
Wow.
work. So I came over, I had an ounce, you know what I'm saying, my little drink with me, so we partying. When I say like, it's 7 in the morning at this point, like I'm high as fuck. I'm like at the table, dozing off, waking back up. These motherfuckers are still smoking. I'm like, how much shit do y'all got? And then you got people snorting. You know what I'm saying? The white girl too. And I'm like, and you smoking? Like these motherfuckers, when I say I went to work the next day, came back, like them bitches didn't work for 3 days and they partied all fucking 3 days. And then when I came back the third day, like she was saying, like everybody was like at each other and then popping Xanaxes and like, yo, it was crazy
Wow.
work and drinking and I was like, I don't know. It's fucking too much. Um,
Wow.
but this was also what was crazy because I've done bufo olivaris, which is the toad medicine. And you smoke it when look, man, the dude comes out, so he's like, so you ready? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm ready. Like, let's go. I'm at a retreat, okay? And so the guy comes out and it's a fucking crystal pipe. Like the shit that they smoke the meth out of. I'm looking at the pipe. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at the pipe. I'm looking at him. Like,
Like, come on.
and I had done a whole lot of research, looking at the documentaries. But that's one of the things they never. They either talk about smoking it or they talk about campo, where they burn you and then they put the toad medicine in you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but
Oh.
they never say how you smoke it. So I'm looking at him, and then the shit in there look a little. I'm like, hold on now, that shit. But then I remember them saying how they make it, like they put it on a screen, and it the because you scare the toad. You know what I'm saying? It's actually what the toad secretes when it's scared or when it's
Like
y-
adrenochrome, toad
That's what I'm
style.
getting ready to say.
yeah,
That's what I'm
That's
getting
yeah.
ready to say.
wild.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
actually, I didn't even think of that. But yeah,
Wow.
that's
Frog
what
or
it is. You
unicorn.
scare the fucking toad and it secretes this secretion and
Right.
you scrape it off and then you put it on a film and then you let it dry and then you take the little crystal like pieces and you put it in the pipe and you smoke it.
Wow.
And who
Interesting.
who who thought of this shit, right? Who
How
Right.
do you
was the
scare
first?
a frog?
I don't know, man. Look, I don't know. I don't know. But then I heard people say like you grab the frog and you like squeeze it, which I guess that could be like scaring it because maybe it thinks it's dying. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And you squeeze it and it secretes and you scrape it up and then you're done with it. Um. So yeah, he pulled out that pipe and I'm just like, all right. But it's a long story to how I got to the place. And so I was like, well, I've done all this. I've been brave enough to get in a car and drive 2 hours from fucking Cancun, with some dude who could have just killed me in the woods. Phone reception, it sometimes was not working. And yeah, so now I'm out here in the middle of nowhere in Yucatan, Mexico, with nobody that I don't know. Yeah, so we're here. Fuck it, I was at the point in my life where I was kind of ready to go anyway. I was bored with life. Life was so mundane. So then that's when I started all the healing things and wanted to do all the DMT, ayahuasca, all the things. Might as well before I die, because I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna manifest this shit. I was ready to go. And it wasn't like on those sad, like, oh, my life is. It was like, what more can I do, bro? Like all the islands are starting to look the same. All the blue water beaches, clear water beaches are looking the same. The trees are looking the same. I'm going to different places, but every place is starting to look the same. People have told me I've changed their lives. Da, da, da. I've gotten recognition. Like, what else is there left to do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
no
had,
idea.
I had just been feeling like I had kind of done it all type shit. So, right, right, right.
Boy, were you wrong.
Right. Now I got pregnant, right? It was like, you want a new adventure? Here's a new adventure. There you go. So yeah, I think I was like 35 when this happened. Yeah, I was 35. I was over it. Um, so I hit the fucking pipe. And this is what's so crazy is because he said I did a microdose. I don't know how people can hit it more than once because I hit it once and then instantly my eyes started.
Wow.
But as my eyes are closing, like I said, it's a retreat. So it's a whole bunch of people around me. The guy, he's probably like 6 feet in front of me, maybe 10, probably like six. He starts melting. Like everything, the whole reality, like, and I'm not joking, like melting, like, and I'm
Wow.
like, what the fuck? As soon as in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? My eyes shut, everything goes black. And I'm like, and then so there's a guy that's interning and he squats next to me and he just starts talking to me and asking me questions and shit. And so I'm like, okay, I'm breathing in white smoke, breathing, black smoke, and it's coming out of me. And then he's asking me these questions. And one of the questions was about my father. And I was like, I ain't got no beef with him. Like, I don't fuck with him, but I also, I ain't got no beef with him. Da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden, like, my heart just broke again. And then I remembered that my 20s, like from like 19 to I don't even know when, I would have chest pain, like for real chest pain. And especially like if I was sad about something or I cried about something, it would become an ache. And I had forgotten all about that. And so that came to me and it was like, nobody could have told me this either. Nobody could have told me this. It was like, the voices in my head were like, you're brokenhearted because of all the inappropriate behavior that the men in your family have done, not only to children, but their own children. And it's like generation to generation to generation to generation. Like my heart was just broke. And when I say I fucking screamed, I could feel the vibration, but the scream coming out of my mouth shocked the fuck out of me. Like it was so loud, it was so piercing, and like I could feel the vibration reverberating after the scream, but it came from my gut, like and out, like, and then I just and I just let go. And then I started to like come to because it's a real quick trip. Like it only lasts about 15 minutes. And then you probably spend another 10 minutes, like, before you're like, okay, like self. But I remember it's 95 degrees outside. And when I was starting to like come down, I was shaking. Like like cold, like shaking. And then so the dude is like, the retreat leader was like, "Why are you here?" I was like, "What?" And he was like, "No, I'm serious." He was like, "I'm looking at you and I'm wondering why you're here." And then so I started talking to him and he was like, "You know what?" He was like, "We're going to do." He was like, "Are you ready? I was like, "I'm ready." He was like, "We're going to do something. I'm going to do something I've never done before." And he was like, "We're going to try another medicine tonight." And he was like, "Usually you try this medicine on day 4." Mind you, at this point, I had only been there for a few hours. But he was like, "You do this on day 4." And he was like, "We're going to do it tonight. You want to do it tonight?" Because some people, it was their 4th day. So they were going to have a session anyway. And so I was like, fuck yeah. Now, this is that shit. I feel like it is almost the same difference because what I've researched about ayahuasca, because I was going on an ayahuasca retreat 2 weeks from when I left this retreat. I had one scheduled. So I had done a lot of research. And this was like the symptoms was similar to what people were saying they was getting from the ayahuasca. Like I pissed myself. Um, I was throwing up and I tried to hold it. I did. But that shit just, there's no, like, even with the bufo, there's no stopping nothing. There's no, if you fight it, you're going to have a terrible experience. And I mean, just because you feel like you have an ego death. So you can't breathe. And then, like, the sounds in my ear because we're outside, it's like the scary movies. The scary movies when it slows down, everything slows down and you might hear the night sounds, everything slowed the fuck down. And like I said, my eyes instantly closed. Like you're instantly pushed into that higher frequency, So it's like if you fight it, you're just gonna spend 15 minutes feeling like you're dying instead of getting the spiritual experience out of it, the healing out of it. People that have taken Bofo, like my driver, had been smoking crack since he was 14.
Oh, dang.
He was, yeah, he was a crack addict. He was also addicted to other drugs. And he did the Bufo one time, never smoked crack again, quit smoking cigarettes, quit drinking, everything. He
Wow.
just no longer had the urge.
Wow.
Um, and so even with me, after I left the retreat, I quit drinking. Like I quit drinking for like 3 years. It wasn't until after my daughter I started drinking again. I don't know. She was a hood baby. While I was pregnant with her, I went to drink. I went to smoke. Like, all while I was pregnant, I was like, "What's going on?" um, but yeah. So you blast off with this samdi. Okay, so we're sitting in a circle and everybody is laughing at me because it starts off, you feel like you smoked like some sativa, like some real good weed. You high and you like, yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh. And mind you, I'm taking it seriously. So I'm in a meditative state trying to, breathe and it was like the more I did that, the higher I got. So I just opened my eyes and looked around. And then Gabe is the retreat leader. Gabe starts laughing and he's like, it's starting. She's getting there. And I was like, oh shit. As soon as I closed my eyes, I felt that feeling again like I was drunk. But this time it was more intensified. And like I said, when you're drunk like that and everything is spinning, you go to sleep. But imagine feeling like that and you can't go to sleep. And I was like, I
Mm.
want this to stop. And one thing he kept saying was, you got to let go, just let everything go. But I had that feeling again, like I couldn't breathe and I couldn't move. It was like my body was too heavy. I could not move it. I was not in control. So I could feel myself drooling. I
Mm.
could feel um like I was coughing and then like I could feel myself peeing on myself. Like, but I had no control and I kept feeling this overwhelming feeling to throw up. And I was like, if I throw up, I'm gonna throw up the medicine, da da da. And the voices in my head were laughing at me. Now I know it was the fairies. You know, they play too much. They play way too much. They were laughing at me and they were like, yo, you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to wake up from this, wake the fuck up. If you want to throw up, throw up. As a matter of fact, throw up. You're going to feel better. So I stopped fighting it and I just leaned over to the side, hoping I didn't throw up on myself. And I just, bleh. And as I'm throwing up, I'm peeing, throwing up, peeing. Like, I'm like, like, because it's in you cannot control it, but it's like embarrassing. Like you're peeing on
Make you
yourself,
around people, right?
and we're all in a circle. Like, and you don't know what nobody else is going through. You're not even thinking about that shit, right? So all of a sudden it starts. Now I'm in like imagine everything behind your eyelids, shapes and colors, and they're dancing. It's like you're going through a tunnel of shapes and colors and these bright ass pinks and purples and blues, triangles, shit
And
I ain't never.
kaleidoscope, like a kaleidoscope.
Yes, but you're in it though.
Okay.
You're not
Uh-huh.
looking through anything. You're in it. You're
Okay.
there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I'm like, did I let go enough? And then all of a sudden the colors just stop and I'm just chilling in the abyss. And it's like, even though I'm chilling in the abyss, I can tell that it's motherfuckers in there with me, you know? And the voices are coming from different directions. And so I'm like, have I let go enough? And then the fucking fairies are like, well, if you let go anymore, you're going to be stuck here with us. What do you want to do? And I was like, I'll think about that one. you know. And then so I felt how I felt when I chose to come here, like when I chose to have a human experience. And it's no joy, even in the happiest moments of my life, even with my daughter. Like I've never, ever again have felt that kind of joy. It was almost like imagine in your life a time where you've laughed the hardest and combine that with a moment in your life where you were just the happiest of your fucking life. And then combine that with a moment where you were just so full of fucking love. You want to hug and love on everybody. It was like all of that in one sensation times 10. Like I
Dang.
was overjoyed, overwhelmed, like just wanted to bawl with just like, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful, I'm here, And then it's like every question I ever had was answered. Um, and then they started telling me to wake up. Like, okay, you're good now. Like we're sending you back. We're done with you. So then I wake up or I'm starting to wake up. The chick next to me, her face is glowing. Like it's like somebody has a flashlight behind her skin and they're moving it
Wow.
around her fucking face. I'm sitting there like,
Wow.
oh. And then I looked down at the retreat leader, and so he took some medicine. So he's got like some couch cushions laid out, and he's laid on them, and he's in. So I take the feathers because they got like shaman feathers, and then they'd be putting this like Florida water on you, and so I take the shaman feathers and I start, and then so one of his interns is like stopping me, and then in my head the fairies are like, this is what you do in life. People stop you, you're about to do something, people stop you and you let them. And I told him, I was like, don't worry about it, move out the way. And then so I'm fanning the retreat leader and I'm just talking, yo, I'm just channeling. Like, now that I think about it, that was probably my first time channeling. um and I'm like, you called us here. We're here for you. You're not by yourself. We love you. Da, da, da. Like, I'm just saying all this shit to him, fanning him, and da 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 da. And then I get up, and then the chick now whose face was glowing, she's up now. And I just stop and I look around at everybody and I'm like, oh shit, that's me. Oh, that's me. Like, I'm fucked up. Like, I'm like, that's me in a different, I just look different. But I came here because I wanted to be a bitch that gets my ass beat. I wanted to be, I wanted to move around different countries and, live a retreat style life. I'm just pointing at everybody and I'm like, oh shit, this is real.
Wow.
And then the as I'm looking at the trees and the flowers and shit, because we're in a kitchen that's outside. That makes sense. Like I said,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, you know how, like, if you're looking through a screen, this is what everything is looking like, but with bright ass colors. It's so weird. And then, so the girl now, she's now walking around too. And her husband is having a hard time. He's fighting. He's fighting. He's fighting. He was just standing up and then he couldn't fight no more. So he just like laid on the floor, just on the floor, nothing under him. He's on the floor now with his eyes closed. He's finally surrendered. And I take her hand and put it over his heart. And I'm like, you got barbed wire all over your heart. Remove the barbed wire. And then I take her hand, our hands are on top of each other, and then they just melt into each other. I was like, are you seeing this? And I could feel it melting. I could feel us melting together. Like like if this was air in here, and you suck the air out and like the skin, everything goes flat until it's just skin to skin, just touching. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This shit's not real. Like, and then I started looking around and I'm like, none of this shit is real. Oh shit. Like, I'm bugged out. Then we go back to the circle. Now I'm coming back to, and then I get my name. I start fucking reading the damn retreat leader, giving him hugs. I made this grown ass man cry. Like, it was rip the fuck out. And then his wife, she's Scorpio, he's Capricorn. And yo, it was just a crazy ass experience. But during that experience too, they told me do not do no more. Don't do no more buffalo, don't do no more nothing. And that soon I would be able to get to that space through meditation. They also told me don't go to do the ayahuasca. And then so I was like, so do I leave? And I told the retreat leader this, and then he was like, okay, well, I'll like refund you your money. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because you pay different prices. Like, you pay to have your cabana, and then you pay for the medicines while you're there. But they told me not to do anything else. And then so the next day, I was contemplating on whether I was gonna leave or not, but I'm just going through the motions. And then all of a sudden, my head, I'm hearing things in my head, and I'm like, something is with me. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, if there's a spirit or something, make my head nod. My head nodded all day.
Wow.
Fucking day. But that's why I did rapé, which is the grounded tobacco, and they put other things in there and you snort it up your fucking nose. That was a horrible experience at first because it like burns going up, but you're kind of like, I don't know, the different shit does different things, but I had like cacao and what else was in it? It was majorly just the tobacco and the cacao. That shit was lit.
The one for
That's
the heart.
interesting.
For your heart. That shit was lit. That shit was
Wow.
lit.
Yeah,
And
I
then
love
they gave me the mother of love title. So of course I had to do the cacao with but I had tried different ones. Um, and so I just became an assistant while I was there.
Interesting.
Like I was so, and they kept telling me, they was like, yo, when you get back home, stay in your practices. Cause when you get back home, like you're going to be out of this environment. So, life happens. But I rode that fucking high. I was like the Michael Jordan of that thing out there. I was like, this is what I need to do with my life. Like,
Right. Right.
yeah. So I
That's
definitely
awesome.
recommend if it calls to you, because
Right.
like now I would do it again, maybe one more time. But it's so much to go through when you can meditate. But for those that are not there yet with their meditations, I suggest it because it honestly saved my life. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be here, to be real.
Right. It
You
gave
know
you a
what I mean?
purpose.
And um it answers all your questions, and whatever you need at that time, whatever messages are crucial for you to get, you will get. You just got to get past that fucking ego death. Because after the ego death is when the magic happens. But you got to get
Hmm.
past that. And it's difficult because you really feel like you're dying. You can't breathe. You feel like you're not getting enough air. Your body feels heavy. It feels like it's shutting down. You really have to talk to your ego and you have to say, we are okay, boo. We're okay. We're not dying. We're surviving. This is how we're going to survive longer. Okay. Work with me. Just
Right.
relax. And then
Right.
finally, you'll get, if you're scared. It was the scariest thing I've never done in my life. And so once I just surrendered to it, it was like, fuck it, you know? And then you have to keep in mind that you're being blasted. It's not like real life, or what we call this life where you work and you upgrade, you get your activations, you're being blasted into a higher vibration in your frequency. Blasted. Like, so that shit is no
intense.
fucking joke. It's really intense, right?
Yeah. It sounds intense and I've never even done it. But that's kind of like when I went through the land of illusions, like there was the point where I couldn't, like I was like fighting to get my breath and like I was
Hmm.
like, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this. And that's when they were like, no, you either like stay, you let go and just ride it out, you know. Uh, but yeah, wow. I don't know.
No, because that ego death, is with all of them. You
Yeah.
that's supposed to be the objective. And then let's put that out there too. Like you have a completely different experience when you take these medicines. I call them medicines,
Mhm.
um, with the proper intention, you know? And I'm not no judgment, no bias with people that like are like, I want to get high type, because I feel like especially people that have addiction issues, it's like everything that they are calling an issue has to do with your spirituality. You know, these are people who need to go deep. These are people who are meant to go real deep, 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 deep into spirituality to
Yeah.
find that high that they're looking for. Um, because I've done things, like yoga and got a natural high. And so I'm like, this is why we get high. We're looking for that, you know,
Yeah.
that blast off of when you're raising your vibration and your frequency, like we're looking for that high. That's high. We're looking for that raise of vibration there. And it's amazing. Even drinking spirits. You know what I'm saying? Like I previously abused spirits. You know what I'm saying? Um, now when I, have my wines and everything, like I'm just like, hello world. And like all the downloads are coming in and and it's so funny. You talk back or like if I get a download, right, and I'll put it in the vortex when I'm experiencing it, and this isn't just when I'm on spirits too, this is just period. Like when you're on that other plane, like everything is so profound. It's like, and then you get back here and you're trying to explain it to someone else. And then, like I'll go back and listen to a message and I'm like, that sounds nothing like the experience. Like it doesn't sound anything like, like the download I got the other day about divinity and us remembering that space within us. Like it's literally that's why it's so important for us to get in tune with our feelings because everything is a subtle feeling. Like when I was able to be inside of my vibration, like literally the pulse in my vibration, that's a feeling and you can't really describe that to nobody and then people are, how you know you were in your vibration. Shut up. Like when you're in these spaces, right, you
Yeah.
know what's going on. you know Nobody can tell you, oh, you're hallucinating. No,
Right.
you all are hallucinating, dumbasses. It's called reality.
Exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's all a figment of our imagination. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
that what I felt was there is a field, like there's all these different fields that you can come in and come out, right? But the main one that we're all supposed to be in is that field of one, which is divinity, you know? And it's like, just like you got an energetic field, it's like everything has this energetic, like divine field. And like that's what we're supposed to be tapped into all the time.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
while I was there, it was like, whoa. You know? Even though it's like common sense, right? But while I was there, it was just like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. Like, this is what God, being God is. This is what it feels like. What have we been doing our whole lives? We've been doing shit. Like. And then I listened to the message and I'm like, that's not what I experienced, you know?
Right.
And um with these medicines, it's like when you do them, put these intentions out, have honor, and then the guy who was interning at the retreat, I still keep in contact with him. He does retreats in Tulum now.
Where's
And
that?
huh?
Where's Tulum?
Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Where the
Mexico
pyramids are in Mexico.
is real
Oh,
nice. And
okay.
Yucatan actually has wonderful artifacts. Like I seen some anyway, that's a whole nother show. Um, okay, I went back there. Go back.
Oh,
So anyway, he went so far that he met the frog. Like,
wow.
if you ever heard Rod Hayes, who has been on this platform before, him talk about his mushroom experience where he met psilocybin. He met the mushroom itself. Like, so
Wow.
my friend had that experience and met the toad itself. And he told me the whole thing. I even bought him a gold toad for him to put on his dashboard in his car. I thought it was so cool. But,
Wow.
you know, every person that I talk to that meet these entities when they do these medicines, It is so important. It's almost like a prayer, like your intentions are. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's cool if you want to, but we got to give respect and reverence to these medicines for their assistance in our journey and on our journey. That's so important. And you'll have so much more of a magical, profound experience,
Mhm.
with all of it. Like I said, even with the spirits, you know,
Mhm.
like I have a good time. Even I was talking to y'all one day, I was hungover and I remembered something. I was like, damn, I got my back because I don't remember even,
Right.
you know what I mean? But even, being abbreviated or in an altered state, like I got me. We're happy. We're enjoying the experience. Like, it's magical and it's
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's healing just talking about it. I feel great.
She went there. She went there. You could tell. While she was
Yes.
talking
I feel great.
to
I do.
me. That's
So that's what
awesome.
we should do one time. Well, Brady always does, but we should like do
I
a
always am
THC
smoking
show.
weed. Yes, I do always smoke weed. No, it's so interesting that you just said you went there because, like, as you're talking and I'm like looking at my screen, everything went white. Like, just white is all I've seen is you two on my screen. There's nothing else around.
Mm,
Wow.
It was so
Wow.
interesting.
that
Well,
blank
But
Brady
no,
get
canvas.
I
Brady get
do smoke
activated
weed.
tonight.
I do smoke weed on a regular basis. Right? Ooh,
Now
I
every
know.
time I
I
didn't even think about
well,
the Wakanda. Now every time I see you, I'm gonna be thinking Wakanda. Wakanda Sudana.
Right. I thought that earlier.
Wakanda.
I thought that earlier before we started recording. That's too funny.
yes. But yeah, I don't know. Like how you were saying with edibles and stuff, edibles don't do nothing to me.
Really?
Well, okay. So they do make me really sick. Like I will throw up, I get the chills,
Mm.
sweats, but I don't have any type of like I don't get tired. I don't like once I throw up, I'm fine.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't do edibles. Marijuana I smoke on a daily basis, which now like I've really cut back a lot. Um I s- I don't know, it's just starting to not like be the same for me.
Hmm.
Like
That's why I cut back because I'm
I
like I'm
just
searching
don't
for a high I'll never get.
yeah, and now it's like this is giving me a headache. I can't even smoke it. Like,
Yep.
you know, and then I also started taking methylene blue. You guys heard about that?
Yes, I was gonna talk about that.
Oh, stop. Oh, I love
I'm
it. I
not
love it.
bullshitting. No, you think I'm
I no,
playing with you?
I
No, it's
love
on my
it.
phone. Like I was literally gonna talk about that.
That's interesting. I love it. I love when this stuff
But go
happens.
ahead.
But yeah, I just started taking it. I also I love that. I love it.
You see it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, like I literally, yeah, I was gonna talk about
I
that.
have the one I got the brand that starts with an M. I can't remember. I left it in my car. It's like
But well, how did you get introduced to it?
um I seen it on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like okay, let me look more into it. And like the research that I did it was all like just talked about like all the benefits.
Yep.
It helps your brain, it helps your mitochondria,
Mm-hmm.
like all types of stuff, right? And so I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll try it. And it's not like I had like this profound, like, oh my God, like, I just felt good. My brain felt clear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had no urge to smoke weed, like, no urge at all. no urge to drink. And like with drinking, like like have I like having a drink with my dinner, but like I'm not, gonna like get drunk. But I was like, I didn't even want to do that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and um, like I've been experimenting with the power serum that I made, and it has St. John's wort,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not supposed to take St. John's wort while you're taking the methylene blue because it blocks
The
some.
MOO or some shit in there.
Yeah, it blocks some type of receptor, serotonin receptor, or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and so it can like mess you up. So um,
Wow.
I haven't taken it in a couple weeks, um, but I just started taking it again. But I really, really liked it. I really liked it, and so I just started taking it again today. And yeah, I feel really clear, like focused at work. I can think of my menu and no problem. When some days I'm just like, oh my god, what am I going to cook today? Because when you have to think of something to make somebody, you have to make them something different. They want something different all the time, like you know, and you're cooking their meal every day. So it's like I really helped with that. I really liked that,
Mm.
and I haven't. I mean, I my pee is blue, but that's like the
Yeah,
only side effect I've.
because it's a dye.
Yeah, it was first manufactured to dye clothes like back in the 40s.
Yeah,
And
they
then
Really?
was using it for surgeries, like too, the dye.
yes. Yeah, cuz it's not like it's not chemical, it's made from like the ocean. Some shit in the ocean or something like that. I can't remember. Gosh.
Yeah, it's lit. So they were saying that they was using it. There's this popular dude out. Like they've been having me watch weird shit for the last month on fucking YouTube. Like I'm just being guided and I scroll and they tell me to stop and so I can't even remember the dude's name, but he's like the CIA guy. He worked with the CIA
Does he have
in
big hair? It's real curly?
behavioral. No,
Okay. Okay.
um, he's supposedly like number one with reading people and all of these things. So anyway, he also went to school and got certified in neuroscience. And so he started having uh seizures and the seizures would also cause amnesia. So he
Mhm.
would have the seizures and then not even remember. And then his family wouldn't tell him, you know. So anyway, this was happening very often. And so finally, when he figured out that it was happening, somebody recorded him and he watched himself and he diagnosed himself right then and there. So anyway, he looked at the medication they was giving him. And of course, like all medications, the medications that they was giving him to treat the seizures also caused seizures.
That's
So,
So crazy. Ridiculous.
really crazy. So anyway, he found this methane blue. Say it again now.
methylene blue.
Methylene blue. That's why I had it in my phone so I could pronounce it correctly. Methylene blue. And so, how he described it, and I looked it up. It's almost like yoga, because yoga is one of the only things that you can do that actually replenishes your cells. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And it's like a fountain of youth, like it halts age, right?
Mm.
And then so this stuff is kind of like the PQQ stuff where it deals with the mitochondria, the head of the cells, you know what I'm saying? Like the nucleus, the mind of the cell, and basically directs it to regenerate itself. And so, cancer, he was like, most diseases that are out there, this shit will cure it.
Heck yeah. That's
So
neat.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I want to try it. But I just found out about it too a couple of days ago. So that's interesting that nothing's a coincidence.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Synchronicity.
Yes, I know when I was like researching it before I bought it, I was like, God, I can't find anything that says anything bad about this. Like,
No, besides not knowing not to mix it with shit.
yeah, okay, that yeah. It's not it said not to mix it with the St. John's wort, but that was the only thing that it was just St. John's wort. There wasn't any other.
Yeah, they actually say. I know one of them is like a MMO inhibitor and something else. That you can't mix it with. And
Yeah.
so we gonna go. We gonna try that shit out. I'm gonna order
Yeah,
some.
I really like it, and I've had only good experiences since taking it. I started out just taking 5 drops. Now I'm up to 13. I did 13 today, and I really like
I want to try that.
it.
Hmm.
My sister's boyfriend just got some too. And because I was telling my sister, I was like, "Oh my God, Cammy, I just got this, whatever." And she's like, "What?" She's like, "My boyfriend's gonna buy that." Da, da, da. She's like, "Tell me how it is."
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So it's interesting.
So everybody's on it. Oh, and
Yeah,
then with the replenishing of cells, because it is my favorite. Also, for those that are interested, frankincense. I buy all my essential oils from doTERRA because doTERRA actually collects the plant from its original region. That's what they
Mm,
say. Yeah. Where it grows originally from. It's where to get their plants from and then turn it into essential oils. Now, me personally, um, I've been fucking with these oils for years and they are thebomb.com.
mm,
What got me to buy them was I had a girlfriend and her neighbor burnt his hand up in a fire. And they actually had to take skin from other places, and put it on his hand. But anyway, make a long story short, in 2 weeks of putting the frankincense on his hand, like he looked like he had alopecia
mm.
and he didn't have to wear all the like bandages and shit no more after 2 weeks
oh wow.
Wow.
because his color was coming back already.
Wow. That's
When
awesome.
I say it was fucking amazing, and then she showed me the picture in a month of him putting that shit on his hand a couple of times a day, right? In a month, his hand was back full color.
That's
Did you
amazing.
use any kind of carrying
And so
oil
you
with it, or you just put it
scars, huh?
full? Did you have to use any carrying oil with it, or just full strength?
I would. Their oils are very strong. And I mean, they're so strong where you can burn yourself.
So
Yeah.
did he
What
like
kind-
have a premix? Did he like premix it with
Yeah,
something?
with the cream that they gave him.
Oh,
And so he
Oh,
okay.
put the frankincense in there.
okay.
And I usually put it in my teas. That's also a part of my when people get sick remedies. That frankincense is everything. But the first time I took frankincense, like you were talking about that clarity, I felt that for like a whole week. And then, of course, your body gets used to it. But it was like bing. I felt like I was on
Wow.
Adderall.
Yeah,
Wow.
but like a clean, like
A
I don't
clean,
know if you've
yeah.
ever been on you. Yeah, it felt clean. Yeah, like there
Yeah.
was no like weird side effects.
Now Adderall almost got me. I had to get the fuck off the Adderalls. Okay. Because my girlfriend talked me into it. She was like, look, you're going to be better at work. You're going to talk your ass off. You're going to get that money. Nobody's going to be able to tell you no. Da, da, da. And what's that song by Future when he be like, I'm on that Adderall, nauseous. Bro, like, you get, okay, first of all, stop giving it to your children. If you're giving it to you, stop it. They're high. They're fucking high.
Yeah,
Y'all was high as shit. And I started off with five little milligrams and shit. And I remember I was driving when it kicked in. It was like, bing. I was like, whoa. Everything was clear. Like everything was crystal clear. Even like my vision cleared up or some shit. I was like, damn. Like, what the fuck? And then that was back when I was smoking weed. So then I smoked some weed. Then when I got to work, I had some drink and I was like, this is amazing. Like you're alert and you're buzzed, you know, and then you can drink so much alcohol. Like that's what stops you from drinking is actually feeling nauseous. Cause then you're like, I don't know, you're like, oh, okay, I guess, but you didn't drink a gallon of liquor.
Yeah.
Can't
Well,
sleep. So it's fucked up because you feel tired, right?
prescription meth.
But you can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
So then you pop another one, right? And then so you're just up the whole fucking day. You're like, fuck it. You know what I mean? But then I can't, like, it's a constant thing. Like, I have to keep smoking. Like, I had to keep smoking. Like,
Yes.
that's why I had to get the fuck off the Adderall. I was like, I can't do it. I was supposed to, I had bought some. I was going to work New Year's. I was supposed to make a ton of money, and I just sat in my living room and popped pill and oh, and then for some reason, when I would pop, because they have different versions of it too. They got time release, like
Yeah.
I can't stand those. Like I prefer to have the
The
uh
powder pill, the soft
the
pill.
pink, the little pink
Yeah, the
pill.
soft pill. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just take it, you know what I mean? Like I prefer that. Fuck the
We would
time
crush
release.
them up and snort them.
Yeah, my girl used to do that. I just never had, I don't know. It was enough
God,
for
I
me to
love
just,
snorting things. Ugh, what's wrong with me?
it was enough for me to just pop the motherfucking pills. Like I had got up to 20 like fucking milligrams that I could take at one time. But when I took the 20, I'm high like for 12 hours.
Dang.
You know what I mean? And then like
Wow.
we just wouldn't go to sleep. Like we would get off work 5, 6 in the morning, because I would only do it on the weekends. So I get up 5, 6 in the morning. Then there's the breakfast place. And then we would go eat breakfast. And then there was like this manor. It's called the manor. And it looks like a big ass plantation. And they serve like a very high end, like buffet style meal, so you can still, it's like lunch, but you still get breakfast and you still get lunch. So then we used to go do that. And then we'd go to like an expensive ass steakhouse. and
I was just eating, eating,
then
eating,
and
eating.
then do it all over again. For like 3 days straight. We be up for like 3 days. And then on Monday, I'm just fucking sleep. Like I'm sleep.
Wow.
It is
Wow.
terrible. Do not do
Yeah.
the fucking Adderalls. Okay? Don't do it.
Wow.
Don't do it to yourself. And I know
Wow.
mommies that do the Adderalls and they just clean up. But don't be a smoker, okay? Because that's all I did. The last
Wow.
Adderall I took was I had to drive from California, actually to Alabama. Damn. From
Wow.
California to Alabama and then back. Oh, no, from California to Alabama to Tennessee because my stuff was in Tennessee. I was moving my mom. And then I had to drive all the way back with a big ass Suburban and a hitch. You know what I'm saying? Because I moved them there. Okay. And so that was the last time I took Adderall. I drove that shit straight. And I bought 3 packs of cigarettes. And every time I put a cigarette out, and had my loud music and on that motherfucking Adderall. That was the last time I took Adderall. Fuck
Wow.
Adderall.
I've always wanted to try DMT.
Yeah,
I
that's what the
saw
medicines are
videos and
made.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I had seen videos and stuff on it. It was this guy who talked about his trip and everything. And I was like, I want to try DMT. And I was like,
Yeah, that's
one day
what is in all of these medicines that we're talking about that takes you
I
on these
see you
trips.
saying,
Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
But they have it where you can just do it itself.
You can do pure DMT, but I've never heard of it being like naturally made though. Like it's usually some shit they make up in a lab that, is
Yeah.
similar to,
Okay. So
because usually DMT is found in nature, like in plants and flowers, in it's
right.
naturally.
Interesting.
Yeah, your lungs. What is it? Your lungs and your liver with the DMT make DMT.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's your
Not
lungs and
either.
your liver. I always thought it was the pineal gland, but then now
That's
they're
what I was going
saying
to say. I thought it was going to be up
they're
there.
saying that has never been proven in humans. They're saying that what was done was experiments on rats, and they found it
Oh,
in the rats. But
okay.
for sure, it's in your lungs and your liver, which shocked me. Hmm. Joe Rogan. I learned it on the Joe Rogan show. I was watching that dude. I didn't even know who he is. I was like, fearful. Nigga, that's
I
you.
know, right? Right. Now he is so popular.
He
Yes.
he be having some he be I got a couple of them on watch later. Because when they got me on the mission, I'm on the mission.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, y'all send us out with some last words. We just conversating like we on the phone, child. We do it
Well,
every time. We do it every time.
I just want to say I'm not condoning any drug use. You do whatever your heart moves you to do as
Yes.
far as
Like,
medicine
hold on. Like Nene
stuff.
said, drugs are pharmaceuticals. We don't suggest none of that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
No, no.
We talking about medicines.
Yes.
I suggest it.
The plant medicines, like I've never been like I've never got like the ayahuasca and the bufo and the samba or what was that other one you said?
Oh,
Something.
I did Samdi. Yes.
Somni. Yeah, um I've
It's a
never
tea.
mushrooms were the only thing that I ever was like, "Oh, take those." Like some people are just like, "You got to take those." You know, you got to try the mushrooms. But like and I mean, it was life-changing for me. But yeah, everything is about intention. And when my intention with them came pure and when my just yeah, just it's really just intention. Like my intention was pure and to really learn more about myself, and like that's what really makes a difference when you're doing these things. It's like if your intention is not pure, it's not going to be a good experience.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah.
um, so I learned, and if this goes along with what you're saying with the intention, um, that plant medicine, that it really wants you to respect it and, like you said, have intention, not just doing it all willy nilly just to be doing its sake.
And it
Because
wants you, it wants to have that experience with you.
Hmm.
right, right, not just anything, just popping some gum in your mouth and chewing it. No, the these these plant medicines want you to respect what they do for you. I did learn that. So think about that when y'all do what you do. And I'm not condoning any kind of drug taking or anything. We are having conversation about things that have happened in our life as
Yeah.
you're listening. But yeah, that's the last thing I want to say. It's like she said, intention and to respect it and honor it. It's
Yeah.
very important. It's here to help us, not just popping in your mouth like you chewing some gum.
No, seriously.
Or distract us from our real life, distract us from things
Right,
we don't want to deal with.
right,
Escapism. Mm.
right,
Yeah.
right. It's for that. But that's what I have to say. That's mine. That's my going out.
Yeah, escapism, it never works. It really doesn't. Mm.
Because
No.
they'll be there when you get back.
Yeah, that's when shit gets scary and addiction and you go down that hole. Yeah.
I,
Anyway,
I I lived in that world for like, I don't know, maybe 15 years of just like living outside of myself and not, you know, just like everything I did was for my friends or for family, never for myself. But yeah, anyway, that's a whole nother
no,
show.
so we'll talk about that. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it is. Okay, anyway, we love y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
Peace, love, and bliss.